So there's this comment from Six Pack. Realistically, how much fall off will the Sooners offense have if Dillon Gabriel goes down? Well, before Jason jumps in on this one, I just think that any team in the country, unless they just had a significant battle for the quarterback job where two guys are neck and neck and there has to be a determination made and who knows who's better, you got to see them against live action, and it's one of those deals when you have a proven top flight quarterback, like is the case here, versus some other guys who are capable. Otherwise, they wouldn't be at Oklahoma, but they're not much tested. We know Davis Beville, with one performance in the Peach Bowl, showed some good, showed a big mistake at the end, but played fairly well in a very conservative approach, which is understandable. That there's going to be, you would guess there's going to be, and it's all a guess for all of us, I won't say significant, but decided drop off.
Yeah, I think that's fair, Mark. I think probably hovers the line between those two that you'd mentioned, and I think obviously timing would be key. Like, what opponents do you have when he's out and things like that, if he's out. So I think, but I do agree with you. There's going to be a fairly deep, fairly significant drop off, if he was to go down for a certain period of time. Now, I'm not necessarily one of those that thinks if he went down for a considerable amount of time, like, they're facing 7-5 at this point, right? I think now if they had the same roster that they had in the spring, and you're relying on Nick Evers or somebody else, then maybe just from a youth perspective, maybe I feel a little bit that way. But I think Davis Beville would be more than serviceable. Yeah, there will be a drop off, but I think he's a guy that could help them win some games, right? To the extent that you mentioned, a little bit of experience last year, and very little, but yes, he does have a little bit of experience there as well. So yeah, there'll be a drop off, but I think a lot of things that I've seen and heard that people think that it's going downhill extremely quickly if he goes down. I mean, and I think it all comes down to the supporting cast, right, that you have around. If the offensive line's playing better, the running game and the wide receivers are better, much better than they were last year, then certainly you've got that supporting cast to kind of help him. But yeah, it'll be a drop off, but it would be interesting to see. Definitely don't want to see that, but if it happens, to see what the impact really would look like.
There are plenty of examples out there in recent college football history of quarterbacks going down and their replacements doing a serviceable job with a quality program that they're able to sustain something close to what they were anyway. So I would not expect them. I would expect them to still be a Big 12 title contender, even with a backup quarterback, unless just every game was some excruciating last second loss and they just had a run of those and went 8-4, but they were this close to being right there just because they had a lot of bad breaks at the wrong times or something like that.